Okay, so Derek borrows €20,000 to purchase a new car. The APR on the loan is 6.5%. He must repay the loan in equal monthly installments over 5 years. Calculate his monthly repayments. Okay, so there's a formula for these loans. Okay, it's A is your annual, how much you pay annually. Okay, which is going to be monthly in our case. Okay, and then it's equal to P, which is your principal, which is how much you actually borrowed. Okay, then it's going to be multiplied by I, your interest. 1 plus I to the power of t all over 1 plus I to the power of t minus 1. Now guys, what this 6.5% represents is, it represents a per year. Okay, so if we had a sum of money like 5,000, okay, and we increased it for 1 year by 6.5%, so that would be the same thing as 1.65 multiplied by 5,000. So if we did 5,000 multiplied by 1.65, 1.065 that is, what we'd get is, we'd get 5,325. Now, our problem here is that we have monthly installments. So if we did 5,000 multiplied by 1.065 to the power of 12. Now remember, this is for 1 year. This 1.065 represents a yearly amount. And if we were to do that to the power of 12, what we'd end up with is a number that's too big. Because this number here it'd be the equivalent, that'd be 12 years. That'd be for 12 years, not 12 months. So this number being way too big. So what we got to do is we got to adjust the number we're using. Now to do the adjustment of the number we're using, we calculate how many intervals are in 1 year. Well, if it's monthly, there's 12 intervals in 1 year. So our 1 plus I to the power of 12 is equal to 1.065. Our 12 months are equal to 1 year. So then we can find out that 1 plus I is equal to the 12th root. What number multiplied by itself 12 times equals 1.065. So we use our calculator and we get the 12th root. So shift so 12 of 1.065. Now this number here takes a lot of inputting, so what we're going to do is we're going to store this under the letter B. See the red B? So we're going to press shift, we're going to press store, then we're going to press the B button, and now we know that B equals this number because it says answer is B. So we know that B equals 1 plus I. Now we also need to figure out what I is on its own. So we're going to let C equal I on its own. And I on its own is B minus 1. Because we bring out the 1 over the other side, we get I equals B minus 1. So B minus 1 in the calculator. So to use B, we press alpha B, then we take away 1. And we got is this number here. And we shift and we store that into the number C. So C is now I. Okay? Now, what we're going to do next is, if we were to take €5,000 and we were to use B 12 times, we can see that this monthly rate gives you the same answer, 5,325. If you look at here, 5325 to the power multiplied by B to the power of 12, we'll see that our B rate, 1 second, sorry, it's not 5,320, it's 5,000, that came in too high. 5,000 by B to the 12 gives us 5325. So it's the same thing, except we're using a monthly rate this time. The monthly rate being the cube root of 1.065, or sorry, the 12th root of 1.065. So this B value is 1.00526. Alright, so this 00526 business, okay, is 0.526%. So, long story short, doing 6.5% a year is the same thing as doing once again doing 0.526% a month. Okay, so that's what we figured out. Now, back to your question. Now, we know that this A amount is equal to P being 20,000. Now, this 20,000 gets multiplied by I. We say I is the C amount, and then 1 plus I is the B amount. Now, we says 5 years, and it's paid monthly, so 5 multiplied by 12 incorporates 60 months. So the T value is 60, and then it's going to be B to the power of 60 minus 1. So our A value, the amount we're going to pay back each month, is equal to this here. So we press the button and we get 20,000 C multiplied by B. Now we can see by using these formulas, we don't have to write down all the decimal points. It makes our job a lot easier. And that's all going to be our B60, B to the power of 60 minus 1. What we get here is 389.58. So our monthly repayments are 389.58. Calculate the total interest paid. Well, we pay that per month, and we're going to be using 60 months worth of paying this amount. So we're going to multiply this by 60, and what we get is 23,375. So 23,375 is what we pay in total. Remember, it was for a loan of 20,000. So this is how much we pay for the loan, this is how much we got for the loan. So realistically we're paying 3,375 is the interest made on the loan. Okay, question 2. Sharon wishes to borrow 32,000 to build an extension onto her house. The APR on the loan per year is 7.2%. She must repay the loan in equally monthly installments over 6 years. So first of all, our new rate, 1 plus I, alright, and that's going to be monthly to the power of 12 equals 1.072, 7.2% per year. To find out what our 1 plus I amount is, so 1 plus I therefore is going to be the 12th root of 1.072. So the 12th root of 1.072 and that equals is 1.0058. Okay, and we're going to save that as B. So basically, in a nutshell, 0.058% added on every month is the same thing as 7.2% added on at the end of the year. Okay, we're going to let B equal 1 plus I. Now we need to find out what C is, where C is I, and C therefore equals B minus 1. So just put B minus 1 into the calculator. There's B there, take away 1, and we get this number here, and we're going to save that as C. Okay, now we're going to put down our amount. A, your annual amount you pay per month in this question equals P multiplied by I into 1 plus I to the power of T all over 1 plus I to the power of T minus 1. Now, in this question we say that P is 32,000. We're going to say the T value is going to be, the T value is 6 years. 6 multiplied by 12 is 72 months. Because remember, we're using the monthly rate B. So our A value therefore is going to be 20,000 multiplied by B to the power of 72. And don't forget our C value for I, all divided by B to the power of 72 minus 1. So you go to the calculator and you enter in your fraction button and you go 20,000 Then you go C, then bracket B to the power of 72 divided by B to the power of 72, take away 1, 300 and should be 3. I think there's been a mistake in here. Just have a look out for it now. So mistake made here was basically it's 32,000, not 20,000. So just change that to 32,000 and try again. Let's go back up here. You can find out here it was here. So we're just going to change that into 32,000. Quick adjustment. There we go. 545.15. So that's your monthly payback rate over the 6 years. Okay. Next part is calculate the total interest paid. Well, we're paying this over 72 months, so we're just going to multiply this by 72. And then we get 39,250.81. 39,250.81. This was for a loan of 32,000, so take away 32,000, and what we get is 7,250.81. Now, total interest paid, that's your amount. Okay, let's move on to question 4. Now question 4. In order to buy an apartment, Robert needs a mortgage of 120,000 over 20 years. He secures a fixed annual rate from the bank of 4% compounded annually. Calculate Robert's monthly repayments. Once again, it's considered to be monthly. Okay, so what we say is 1 plus I, your monthly rate to the power of 12 ends up to be 1.04. That's how much we'd get multiplied per year. So we did find out what it is per month. So 1 plus I equals the 12th root of 1.04. And that's what our B value is. So we're going to go in here. Shift 12th root. Uh, 12th root of 1.04. That's our number there. Okay, we're going to save it. So basically 0.327% is the same thing per month. It's the same thing as 4% a year. Okay, so next thing then we got to find our C value. Our C value is I on its own, which is B minus 1. So let's take 1 away from our B value. B value is already here. Take away 1 and we get this number here. So we're going to save that as C. There we go, saved as C. Okay, then we're going to write down our amounts. So A equals PI into 1 plus I to the power of T all over 1 plus I to the power of T minus 1. Now we're going to get now our P value in this case is going to be 12,000 euro. It's going to equal B. Now what's our T value? Our T value is 20 years. 20 multiplied by 12 going to get you 240. So it's going to be B to the power of 240 all over B to the power of 240 minus 1. So you put this into the calculator. We get is 12,000 multiplied by B to the power of 24. Then we're going to divide that in brackets by B to the power of 240. And then we're going to take away 1. we get there is 108.99. Now, the one thing I forgot there was my C value. Forgot to put in the C value again. So the C value being here. So we're going to try this again, all in one go. So 120,000, obviously as a fraction. Then we're going to do our C value. Then we're going to do b to the power 20, b to the power of 240. All over b to the 240. Minus 1. Okay. And then what we get here is 722.66. So our annual payment rate is 722.66 per month. And then what it's asking us to do next is calculate Robert's monthly repayments done. Calculate the total interest repaid as a percentage of the original borrowing. So look, we're going to do 240 months at this amount. So multiply that by 240. And we get 173,439. So 173,439 might be slightly bigger than that. 173,439. Now we were meant to, we got 120 grand loan. So take away 120,000. And what we get is 53,439. This 53,439 gets divided by the original loan and multiplied by 100 to turn it into a percentage. So then we're going to divide that by 120. Our answer divided by 120,000. Multiply by 100 over 1. Or just 100. And our percentage there will be 44.53%. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, so this is question 6. Dara and Jenny are getting a loan of €225,000 to be repaid at the end of each month in a series of equal payments over 26 years. The interest rate for the loan is 7.2% APR. Calculate the rate of interest per month that would, if paid and compounded monthly, be equivalent to the annual effective rate of 7.2. So this monthly rate, which is 1 plus I to the power of 12, will have to equal 1.072. Then this 1 plus I amount will have to be equal to the 12th root of 1.072. Shift, then we do the 12th root, 0.072. We get here is 1.0058. So this 1.0058, this part here, is 0.58%. So this 0.58% is the rate of interest per month that would be, if paid and compounded monthly, be equivalent to the annual rate or yearly rate of 7.2. Okay, now we're going to save this B amount. We're going to add, we're going to get our calculator back up. Now this is our B amount, so shift starred as B. Okay, our C amount is the I amount, which is B minus 1. Take 1 away from it. So alpha B minus 1. And that gives us this number here, which is going to be stored as C. Now that's stored as C, we have to formulate the amount of each monthly repayment. So we're working on the monthly repayments now. So in doing the monthly repayments, what we're going to get is we're we're going to get A equals pi 1 plus I to the power t all over 1 plus I to the power t minus 1, where B equals 1 plus I and C equals I. So we're going to get, now our P amount is 225,000. Okay, so it's 225,000. So the P amount is 225,000, and then we have our letter C. Then we have B. Now we have to find out how many months are we in here for. It's going to be 26 multiplied by 12, 26 years by 12, and what that'll get me is 312 months. So this 312, so that's a 26 by 12, just double check that. 312 months, okay, so the t value is 312. Then it's going to be all divided by b to the power 312 minus 1. Now, press the fraction button, 225,000 into C, and then bracket b, and b is to the power 312. All over 300, b to the power 312, and then you take away your 1, and what you get is 1,563.93. So 1,563.93. Okay, so once again that's going to be 1563.94. And sometimes you might be slightly out, but that might be to do with the accuracy of your question, okay, how accurate your decimals are. And once I've done that, find the total amount repaid. Well, the total amount is going to be this multiplied by 312. So multiply your last answer by 312. And what you get is 487,948.45. So 487,948.45. Okay, and that is your total amount repaid. Now the total interest to be paid will be take away your original borrowing amount, which is going to be your 225,000 euro. So minus 225,000, and we get is 262,948.45. 262,948.45. Now, the next question is, if they had paid fortnightly, what would be the repayments be, and what would be the total interest paid in this case? Well, fortnightly means 26 repayments because it's every second week. Okay? Now we changed this. This is no longer to the power 12 because we're not paying monthly. We're paying 26 times over the year. So we have a new B amount. Our new B amount is going to be this number to the power 26. So we go through the same system like last time, except this time we're going to have different figures. So okay, so what we're going to do here, just keep our last number saved. These numbers here need to be saved. Okay, so first of all, our B amount is now going to be a different number. So it's going to be the square root of 26 of this one. Oh, sorry, to 26th power of 1.072. This here is going to be saved as our B value. our C value, like last time, is going to be our B value minus 1. And that there's our C value, shift star sig. Now we have our B and C value. What we're going to do next is we're going to put in our 225,000. So we're going to do what we do on the calculator. 225,000. And then we're going to do C. Shift C, and then it's going to be bracket B to the power of 676. Now where do we get this 676 from? Well, it's going to be 26 years at 26 weeks, because 26, so that's going to be 676 this time around. This here is also going to be 676. So it's going to be to the power of B to the power of 676. This is also going to be B to the power of 676 minus 1. And there we go, we get 720.69. So this 720.69 is what you pay every 2 weeks. Okay, now you're going to do this, as we said, 676 times. So you multiply it with 676. And when you multiply it with 676, what you get there is 487,187.37. So 487,187.37, and then you take away the original amount, the amount you paid in the last question, and then when you do that, what you get is you're going to pay this much extra, or this much less. You will pay €761 less with paying fortnightly. So €761 less. Okay.